Okay, next up is going to be the other color to make this kit Trans Am. That is the GX215 Metal Bloody Red. I've already put some in the reservoir on my airbrush right now. I thinned it up, and it's time to paint the blue parts bloody red. Make sure it flows pretty well. What I'm going to do right now is work on, hold on a second here, on this. I put this on 15 PSIs right now. I didn't, I was going to record showing off the pre-thinning of this, but it's pretty much the same thing, like a 2-to-1 ratio. And like the Moto paints, the Mr. Hobby paints, the metal brand of this line of paint does go on thick. It is a thicker paint. But it has a great shine, as you can see there. Pull up this one right here. Now I'm only going to do a few of these paints, a few of these parts I mean, and then we'll do a review of how they look in a moment. I'll also do a second pass as well. Make sure that we got a good even amount of coverage. But this is a great color, and I'm glad that just so you guys know, I actually had to purchase this from from Gundam Planet. Oops, hold on, I gotta clean it up a bit. I got this from Gundam Planet because I didn't realize that I had nothing in that bottle of Bloody Red when I showed it off a few days ago, last week that is. I was like, ooh, I don't have any. I gotta order some. Oops. My bad. There's some nooks and crannies on this part that I gotta re-spray paint a bit. I'm gonna leave it alone for now, and I'll get back to it in a minute. Let me pull out another part of it. Yeah, let's do this one. This is a big one. This is part of the 7 swords. Sorry, 7 swords. Full Saber. Ooh, ran out of paint. Alright. You guys get the gist of this. Let me just continue on. I gotta fill up the reservoir. And then we'll do a quick review of what it looks like. Give me a minute. So here's what the bloody red parts look like once it's done. There's a good sheen, nice reflectiveness right there. I may have to retouch it up again, like I do another pass, because like here you could see a little bit of the blue just breaking through. This one came out okay, and even though I see blue inside here, this will be covered up. Oh, and I see a little bit of blue there. Alright, so this is a touch-up, retouch-up. This one I had to look at a bunch of times because I saw the blue like at the edges there. So I had to like really spray it, overspray it, and then spray the edges there, and then do another spray, overspray and spray it again.
but everything looks okay. So that's another light touch up here. This one, let's see here. Yeah, this one looks good. This one actually looks really good. Okay, no big deal, because I've already taken one of the Kaizo bottles and I mixed it up to this paint, of course, the Mr. Metallic Color GX 215, and I'm going to be, utilizing it for the future builds. All right, let me continue on with the. Once I touch it up, let's continue on with the final two colors.
All right, now that we're done with that major color, we're now going to work on the last two colors using acrylic paints. First up is the metallic orange Mig 189 metal acrylic colors from that set that I showed you before. Alright, put a little bit on the reservoir here. I'm not thinning it up, but it is flowing pretty well. And we're painting the yellow parts. And in all due fairness, hold on, I gotta put a little light here. In all due fairness, I wanted to try the other color, the copper one, but I was slowly convinced by Prime that no, do it this color, it should be fine. I'm just gonna wipe it off a little. This has already been primed, the yellow. Let me just double check a few things first. All right. If you guys notice that I don't have the waterfall on, it's because since this is acrylic paint, I'm not going to have to worry about fumes. However, always wear a protective mask and stuff like that. I may want to look into getting maybe a lacquer base version of this of metallic orange and see how it looks overall, see if I can get the right shade of this. So far this is the closest one I have. I'm going to do a few parts here because there's only very few parts to work with, especially this guy right here. And even though this is supposedly a metallic base on an acrylic, you can barely see that unless you give it a, what do you call it? If you give it a, oh god, a gloss coat over it, which eventually I am going to be doing right now on this, once I'm done. Let's do one last one here, and that's this part here. A little wetness came on here, so I'm just using the blast of air to clean it up a bit. There we go. Alright, I got a few more to do. I'm not going to waste too much time. Let me just finish it up, and then we'll move on to the next color. And now the last parts that we're going to be painting. Metallic red, Mig 188. How this looks overall. bit of pooling there, but I am kind of close to this. But it does look good. Those look good though. You know what? I didn't realize that this is on this part here. Let me do this. There we go. That'll be a lot easier. And to be quite fair, I don't want to dirty up that table. Use this card here. See how it looks. And then do light passes. I was doing a little too close for that one. Should have known better. That's nice. And this one has the sheen that that I'm favoring. Surprisingly, I was looking for any of my metallic reds from the past, but I didn't find any, and I must have used them all up or dried up. I did find a Tamiya acrylic version, but I was like trying to avoid that and say, all right, I'm going to use the one that I know kind of works. Ooh, I actually sprayed too much on that. Yeah, that pulled up really bad. I'm gonna wait until it dries and then I'll spray it on again to see if I can overcompensate it. Let me grab this part here. Turn it at an angle. Alright. See, that's not bad. That came out good, and that's the part of the waist part. Let's do two more. The face mask. Let me just do it very light and my distance here. Okay, that's good. That's a good tone. And then this is this part, which I don't know where it is on the kit, but okay. Alright. Okay, so the remaining four parts that I have here, I'm going to wait until it dries up and do it again. Do like light saturations on it. Then review all, see if there's anything I missed. I'm going to put all the parts on the table and do a final review of all the parts that I painted for the 00 QanT Full Saber and see how well it came out in Trans M colors. So let me finish this up. I'll take care of that in a moment.